Let's go ahead and get started. Set my chair aside, but of course you always know you can use any kind of aid or support throughout your yoga practice to keep yourself safe and comfortable. Take a moment to come down to the mat. Settle your body, the weight of your body on the mat. Maybe glance around a little bit and then feel your body landing. Take a nice full breath in and slowly exhaling, arriving here. See if you can pause the doing. Just for a moment. Just be. A human being. Nothing to do. No place to go. Just be, and welcome yourself here to this moment. Welcome, welcome. Deepening the inhale a bit and lengthening the exhale. Can you be receptive to the in-breath and release the out-breath? Gently breathing. Imagining the body like a loosely woven cloth and the breath blowing through you like a breeze. Unwinding and untangling any tension that's there. Breathing. Settling the attention on the heart for a moment and checking in with your emotional body. How are you doing? And whatever experience is present, knowing it's temporary, it passes, it moves through you. But if it's difficult, you can bring kindness to it. When it's joyful, then it's a moment to be full of gratitude. And drop your left ear towards your left shoulder and roll the right shoulder. Forward, up, down, back. Rolling that shoulder as you lean that left ear over to the left shoulder. Inhale the crown up and let the right ear go towards the right shoulder and then roll your left shoulder. Finding some gentle movement there. And then raise the crown tall. Drop the shoulders back and down. Let the chin roll to the chest. Lengthen out the back of the neck a bit. Roll both shoulders up towards the ears, down the back, and reach the arms out into a T. Roll your thumbs back and let the shoulder blades kiss a little bit. Beautiful. Drop that right hand to the mat. Reach up through that left hand and sweep it over, feeling that nice side bend. Fill the ribs with the breath. On the exhale, extend a little bit more. Sweeping through center, and gently take a side bend on this side. Dropping the attention into the ribs. Feel the breath in the body. Come on over again. This time roll the heart towards the earth as you side bend, and then roll it up to the sky. Lifting the heart a bit. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend off to the left. Roll the heart up and open. And then come back to center. Hands to namaste. Exhale here. Keep the spine tall. Inhale as you bloom a lotus, bringing the elbows together. Exhale down. Feel the back ribs filling with breath as you bring your lotus up. Exhale, bring the hands home. Couple more times. Inhale, fill the ribs in the back. And down. Once more, fill it up. And down. This time roll open to cactus arms. Draw them back. Feel the heart lift. Big breath in. Exhale, namaste. Inhale, open. And come back home. 2 more, open. And home. Once more. And home. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, twist off to the right, hand on the outside of the knee, in the back. Really nice, good twist here. Inhale, sweep to center, and exhale, twist off to the other side. Very good. Take a moment to feel into the body, and then come on over onto your hands and knees, and we'll begin some flow. I'm going to have you come all the way down to the mat to begin with. Hands underneath the shoulder points. Untuck your toes and press the tops of the feet into the mat. Keep the spine long and inhale, roll the heart up, soften the hands. We activate those back extensors because they're so good for our posture. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise. And soften. Once more. Now move the hands out to spider finger position, so just in front of you. This usually gives you a little bit more range of motion, so press into the fingers and inhale, roll it up. Exhale it down. Try to use the muscles in the back. Inhale up. And soften. Once more. And soften. Now reach the right hand out in front of you, directly up, and the left hand out to the side. And now you're going to roll the heart open to the left and soften. Inhale, lift, and soften. Once more. And soften. Reach that left arm up, the right hand out to the side, and take those heart open to the right. And soften. Use the breath, inhale, and soften. Use the back muscles, and soften. Now bring your hands alongside the hips, and you can bring them in a tent like you're drinking nectar from a flower. We're going to take Shalabhasana, so option to raise the heels as well, but you choose. Sometimes we only raise the heart. So inhale and lift just a little as you lengthen out from toes to crown. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift. And soften. Once more, lift. And soften. Hands behind the sacrum. Last set here. Draw the hands down. Lift through the heart and the heels, breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Plant the hands underneath the shoulder points and push those hips up. Come to tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulder points and knees underneath the hips. Little cat-cow motion here, arching the back, dropping into Vidyalasana, back and forth a few times just to lubricate the spine. Then push that right heel out, left thumb to the sky. Feel the length, fingertip to toe, and then exhale, draw the knee and the elbow towards each other, arch the back. Inhale long, bird dog it back together. Inhale long and together. Inhale long, bring the left hand down, and now a skunk's tail. Lift the right heel up, up, up. 2 more. Last one. Bring the right knee down and the ball of the foot down and stretch through the back of that right leg. And the right knee rests on the mat. Cleansing breath. Coming to the other side now. Kick the left heel back. Right thumb to the sky. Find your breath here. Big inhale. Exhale. Knee towards elbow. Arch a little. Inhale out. Exhale. Bring it in. Inhale out. Exhale in like a runner. And out. Bring the right hand down and skunk's tail with the left heel lifting. 5, 4, squeeze the glute. 3, 2 more. Last one. And bring the ball of the foot down. Stretch the calf. Beautiful. Now I want you to just drop your hips back, crawl the fingers forward, take a child's pose for just a breath. And then tuck your toes. Bring the heels close together. The toes can be a little bit apart, but the heels should be close together. And come up in kind of a frog squat with your hands between your knees, if that's available to you. You can also use a block here. We're just going to go up and down from this frog position here. The heels are in the perineum. So press on the block. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. See how your knees are kind of like a frog out to the side. Exhale up. Inhale down. 2 more. Last one. Set your block aside. Inhale for a halfway lift. Lengthen out the spine. Feel the inner thighs spinning to the back behind you. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep those arms behind you, rising up, tall mountain, and release. There's something special about nature. I like being out here in nature for our practice, experiencing whatever the weather is. It's quite lovely. Okay, so now let's take a moment to do our balance posture today, and I'm going to just come barely off the rug so you can follow with me. Let's bring all our weight to our right foot. We'll start out with a tree posture. Raise your arms up. And then we're going to float out to warrior 3. So kick your heel out behind you. Breathing. And then we're going to drop into warrior 2, like you're riding a surfboard. There we go. Good job. Bring it in. Okay, and now we'll take it on the other side. So standing all the weight into your left leg. We'll take a tree. Maybe you can imagine it being a palm tree if you're in a Hawaiian spirit today. Let the fingers kind of dabble down as a palm tree. And then we're going to fly like a bird out over the ocean. Option to come forward into warrior 3. And then we'll drop back like a surfer. Drop that back foot down like you're surfing in on your surfboard. There we go. Very good. Okay, come to the back of your mat for our practice tonight. We're going to be using a little bit of the arms. And a lot of times our arms don't get that much workout, but tonight we're going to practice a little bit more with the arms. And so be patient with yourself as you're strengthening your arms and listen in. We'll take a block with us, and we're going to start by doing a little alignment by just placing the block right between the thighs and squeezing the block a little bit, okay? So find your mountain posture and place the block in the lowest position there between the thighs. Give it a squeeze and feel the heels landing. You want to stack your heels, your hips, your shoulders, your ears. Get nice, good form. Feeling your mountain. Reach a little bit behind you with the hands and then sweep into your chair. And we're going to fold our chair. So folding the heart towards the thighs. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And fold. Rise. And fold. Rise. And fold all the way down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold, soften the knees as much as you need to touch the fingers to the mat, and walk your hands forward into a plank. And continue to squeeze the block between the thighs, even as you're in a plank posture. Exhale, push it up to down dog. Continue to keep the hands and feet all in that same alignment. Let the tailbone be high. Maybe sweep the tailbone a little bit side to side, like a happy dog. Inhale out to plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. And then slowly walk your hands, one handprint at a time, back towards your feet. Coming into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Put the arms behind you, sweep up into your folding chair. Exhale, let the chest come towards the thigh. Inhale up and fold and lift. And exhale and inhale. Once more. Bring the hands to heart and all the way up and release, taking the block out and setting it to the side. Okay, so similar alignment, and we'll now take another flow that will let us have just a little bit of that similar experience, keeping the alignment without the block. Find your mountain at the back of your mat. And take a few breaths to let yourself settle in your heels. Find your Ujjayi breath. Let the hands come a little bit behind you and sweep into your chair. Exhale, fold. Chest comes towards the thighs. Inhale, rise, lift the heart. Exhale, fold and lift. Fold and lift. And then swan dive to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and walk yourself forward to plank. Take a breath in plank. Exhale, push to down dog. Inhale, raise the right foot up, lifting the toe nice and high. Bend the knee, stack the hips a moment. And then sweep that right foot between the hands, coming to a runner's lunge. The left hand is down and the right hand comes up in that dragonfly twist. And take a moment to draw the left kneecap up. Bring the right hand down. Press the 2 feet away from each other. They're in 2 lanes of traffic. Press them away from each other and slowly rise. Crescent lunge. 2 breaths. Exhale and fold. Step the right foot back, coming to your plank. Exhale, push it to down dog. Catch a breath. Inhale, rise the right foot up. Exhale, bring it forward on the outside of the right hand, in what we sometimes call the gecko posture. Take a breath here as you lower the hips as much as is comfortable. Then drop the back heel in as we come up into our extended side angle. So now your front heel is into the arch of the back heel. Raise that left hand up into the sky. And then let it sink over the ear if that's comfortable for you. Getting a nice long line of energy from the back heel through the fingertips, rolling the heart open for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands back down to the mat. Step the right foot back again, coming to your plank. Exhale, push it to down dog. Take another breath. Inhale, raise the right foot up, bend the knees and stack the hips. Bring the right knee forward behind the right wrist. We're going to take pigeon here. You know, I like to bring that shin forward on pigeon because it gives me a little better stretch in the outer hip. I place my hand on a block to get a good bit of strategy on my stretch. So lifting myself out of that right hip a bit and breathing. And then plant the hands again and push that right foot back up to the sky. Give a few circles with the ankle. And then if you'd like to, see if you can float from that three-legged dog down to a three-legged plank. Place the top of the foot onto the mat, flip the left foot and come to up dog for a breath. Flip the toes, push to down dog. Cleansing breath here. Bring your knees down to the mat if you'd like and sit the hips back in a little bit of a child's pose for a breath or two. And then come back into your down dog, and we'll take these moves on the other side as well. Inhale the left toes up. Bend the knee and stack the hips. Opening in fire hydrant. Bring the left foot between the hands, coming into your runner's lunge. Keep the back knee lifted, right hand is down, and take your dragonfly twist. Breathing. And then bring the left hand down. Press the feet away from each other and slowly rise into your crescent lunge. Take 2 or 3 breaths here, bringing the breath into the whole belly, engaging the muscles in the belly. Exhale and fold. Step the left foot back to meet the right, coming to your plank. Exhale, push the hips high, down dog, cleansing breath. Lift the left foot. Exhale, bring that foot to the outside of the left hand for that gecko posture. Breathing here. Letting the hips sink just a bit. And then drop that back heel down so the toes are pointed off to 3 o'clock. Elbow to the knee. Extended side angle. Raise the right hand to the sky. Bring the hand over the ear. 2 or 3 breaths here. Engage the low belly. Engage the pelvic floor. 1 more breath. And gently bring the hands back to the mat. Step the left foot back for your plank. Exhale, push the hips high, down dog. Okay, now we're getting ready for our pigeon on this side. So inhale, left foot up, bend the knee, stack the hips, open. Bring the left knee behind the left wrist and slide that shin forward to get that stretch in the outer left hip. Reach up out of the hip, the crown, and let the left knee drop towards the mat, breathing as you're stretching. Using the breath to help you surf your stretch. And then framing your hands back onto the mat. tucking the back toes and pushing the left foot up into the sky, some circles with your ankles. And slowly bring yourself into a three-legged plank. Press the top of the feet into the mat for an up dog. Exhale, push to down dog. 2 or 3 breaths here. And then slowly walk the hands back towards your feet. Coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up all the way to the sky. And exhale, release. Take a little bit of movement here, empty coat sleeves, letting a little bit of that energy release from the body. Now turn towards me, being at the end of one end of your mat. And let's just step out into a nice stride. So heel toe out till you've got a good stride between your feet. And you might have the toes in a little bit more than the ankles. Squeeze the glutes a little bit so you feel the front of the hips open. Roll the shoulders back and let's lengthen out into a star. Bring our hands wide. Roll the thumbs back. Feel the back body engaging. And then I want you to turn your toes, the front toes, towards the front of the mat. And we're going to come into that warrior two posture. Letting yourself sink just a little bit in a single lane of traffic. Take 3 breaths here. Keep the right knee over the ankle, in line with that second toe. Feel some softness in your shoulders. Now we'll come to Trikonasana. So draw the right hip back, float the hands out slowly. Drop the right hand to the inside of the right leg or on a block on the outside of the right leg. Lift the left arm up. Turn the heart to the side and breathe. Keep creating space between the spine and the right hip. 2 or 3 breaths here. Gently returning to warrior two. Bring the right elbow to the knee, extended side angle, arm up and over the ear. 3. Big breath into the belly. 2. And 1. Sweep it back to warrior two. Then turn the right hand over and bring it up at a launching warrior. 45, take the gaze to the back heel. 3 breaths. Take it all the way to proud or reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Gaze up at the hand in the sky. Feel the breath in the low belly. Straighten the front knee. We're going to take Sky Warrior. Lift the toes if that's available to you, coming up on that front heel. Reaching over for 3 breaths. And releasing, returning to our star posture. Roll the thumbs back. And bring the hands to the hips. Just letting some of that tension come out of the shoulders. Little squeeze in the glutes again, opening the front of the hips. And now we'll take those postures on the other side, so towards the back of the mat. Turn the toes towards the back of the mat. 1 lane of traffic between the front and the back foot. Back toes are off to about a 9 o'clock position. or 3 o'clock position actually. Okay, press the feet apart and slowly let the hands come out into your warrior two. Breathing here. Feel the breath nice and big in the low belly. Use the exhales to engage. Draw that left hip back, float it out, and come to your triangle posture here. One more breath. Come back to warrior two. Soften the knee, arms parallel. Push the feet away from each other to give power to the pose. Left elbow to the knee, right hand to the sky. And slowly let that arm drift over the ear. Return to warrior two, 3 breaths. Turn the front hand palm up and slowly bring your hands to that 45-degree angle as you look to the back foot, launching warrior. Now the hand comes to the front, the gaze comes to the front hand as you come up to peaceful warrior. Hand overhead. Straightening that front knee. And draw the toes up, coming onto your heel for sky warrior. A little lift in the heart. And gently releasing and returning to your star. Roll the thumbs back. Now just double check in with your feet that you've got a nice good stride. If you want to go out a little further, so you get a good stretch in your legs, we're going to take a fold here. Bring your hands to the outside of the hips, but engage the back so you have a strong back here as you're floating forward. Keep lengthening out through the crown. Slide the hands down the legs. Be careful around the knees. Keep a little softness in the knees. And once the hands come down onto the calves or the ankles, soften the elbows and grab onto the legs and slowly bring your heart towards the earth as the tailbone lifts up towards the sky. Breathe now. You can let the neck go if you'd like. Enjoy a bit of inversion with the head. Just breathing here into the stretch, the tailbone lifting. Bring the hands underneath the gaze. Walk the hands forward, like a wide leg down dog. And then bring the hands back underneath the gaze as you heel toe the feet to a 3/4 stride. And we're going to go ahead and have the toes out just a little bit more than the heels. Lower the hips and come up to your goddess squat. Fingers like sunshine. Elbows drawn back. Come down into a moon. Let the hands lower. Inhale, draw that nice big moon. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. And one more. And push it out into a T. Lengthen through the legs. And we'll heel toe back out to a full stride. Heels out a little bit more than the toes. Press on the tops of the hips. Lengthen out. Roll the heart towards the earth. And then walk both hands over to the left foot. Taking the right hand on the left ankle. Left hand on the left hip, and draw the heart towards the knee. And then slowly walking the rainbow all the way over to the right ankle. Bring the left hand on the right ankle, a little softness in the knee. Right hand on the right hip, and draw the heart towards the knee. Breathing and releasing. And coming back to the center. Go ahead and bring your knees down to the mat. Walk your knees forward a bit, and then slide yourself down onto your bottom. We'll take a few moments of core work before we unwind. So this is called a Russian twist. And there's several layers to this that you can express. So you can just start by just going from a seated posture with your knees and toes up to just letting the heart be lifted as you lean back a little bit and feel that engagement in the core. You can also cross and float your feet. I like to hold on to a block to give me a little bit of something to focus onto. So exhale into the twist. Inhale as you come through the center. Exhale and back and forth. Breathing. Take it for about 5 times each direction, and then switch the ankles. At any time, bring the heels down, but keep your heart lifted. Set the block aside, let your feet go long, reach up, exhale into a forward fold. Keep a little softness in the knees. Draw the heart up and out towards the knees. And release. Okay, one more time. You take what works for you and just breathe. Lots of breathing. Twisting and breathing. A good core workout is so valuable for the spine. Switch the feet. Three. 2. The last one. And release. Bring your heels down and unroll your spine onto the mat. Set your block a little bit aside. Bring your shins into tabletop and your arms out into cactus. Let both knees drop to the right. Inhale through center, exhale to the left. Inhale up and exhale. And back and forth for a few times, letting the spine get nice and comfortable, even as you're engaging the core a bit. Try to keep the small of the back tight to the earth. Once more each side. Last half. And return to center. Now we'll take and cage the ears, or put the hands just behind the base of the skull. Bring the shins into tabletop. Inhale as you open back. Exhale as you push the toes out at 45 and lift the heart. Inhale back. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale. And again. Inhale. And away. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and release. Drop your heels right behind your hips. Roll your shoulders under just a bit. You're going to take a bridge here. Feel the weight into your heels. Find the breath into your low belly. Push the small of the back down towards the mat. Inhale, fill. Exhale, roll the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae, pushing the hips high, knees together. Press into the heels and the shoulders, lifting, breathing. Engage hip bone to hip bone, pubic bone to tailbone. Three more breaths. One more. Roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Make some circles on the back in one direction. And switch. And take your block if it's nearby and bridge up enough to slide your block underneath the hips till you feel the sacrum is well supported, and then float the knees and the toes up. And just gently let your heels float up to the sky in Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall. Enjoying a few moments of this restorative posture. Your arms can be limp like noodles alongside the body. Take a nice breath in. And on the exhale, maybe you let the heels drift apart, getting a bit of an inner thigh stretch. Letting yourself be spacious and taking in all that is inside of you and around you. You draw some circles with your ankles. The next exhale, let the heels come back together. And the shins come towards, or the knees come towards the chest. Reach the hands between the knees, coming to the big toes or the ankles. And take a little happy baby here. Press the heels up to the sky. 1 or 2 breaths. And then release the feet. Let them come down to the earth so you can bridge up and release the block out from underneath you, setting it aside. Bring both knees in towards the chest and your hands down onto the shins as the knees fall apart. Rock a little bit left and right, catching yourself with the elbows. And take the right ankle across the left knee. Slide your hands behind the back of the left leg. As you draw it in, press the right elbow into the right thigh, taking eye of the needle on this side. Just lean a little bit into the left. And then keeping your ankle in that position, let the left heel come down to the earth. Open your arms in a T. And then bring that right foot right on over in a spinal twist to the earth. Left foot lands on the earth. Take your gaze to the right. Take a big breath in. And release. Slide the left hand underneath the left thigh, bringing yourself back up to center. Take the right ankle off the left knee. Bring the left ankle to the right knee. Take eye of the needle on this side. Breathing. Left ankle across the knee. Left elbow into the left thigh. One more breath. Then let the right foot come down to the mat. Keep the left ankle on the thigh. Arms are out in a T. And rock both knees off to the right till the left foot comes to the earth. Take your gaze to the left. Breathing for 3, 2, last one. Bring your right hand underneath the thigh. Bring your feet back towards center. And take a moment to take any final posture that feels good to you. And then we'll come into Savasana, our final resting posture. I'm going to be in a seated posture, but please recline your body onto the mat. So I want to share this guided meditation with you for Savasana. So take a moment to unwind your body, spreading the arms and feet away from the center of the body. Really let yourself roll open. Take a nice breath in and let it go. Take a moment to give yourself permission to rest. How would it be to turn towards yourself for a few moments? And if it is helpful, you could allow the words I use to become your own and say them to yourself in your own inner voice. It is okay to stop. I give myself permission to rest. For these few minutes, I am going to leave everything alone. Take a moment now to notice your inner response. How does your body feel about these words? How does your mind receive these words? Notice in particular the sensations of your body resting into its surroundings. Not thinking about it, but feeling it for a few moments. Then notice any particular thoughts that are coming around, especially recursive thinking. Thinking that goes round and round in loops, or maybe random thoughts. Or perhaps your mind is grappling with a problem it feels it needs to work out. I would like to invite you into a new perspective, a new possibility, which is not to try and stop the mind or do anything about these thoughts, but instead begin to leave them alone. You can do this by taking distance. Notice the swirl of the mind, letting it be out in front of you, or even better, up above you. Then once again, feel back and down into the body. Feel all of the heaviness and the contact with the surface below. The different places your body touches with the ground, as if those sensations could seep down into the ground itself Invite yourself to go a little deeper into this. Distancing between thoughts and your physical self. Moving deeper and deeper into quietness, restfulness, a restfulness that is below and beyond the mind. And every time you find yourself captivated by a particular thought or notion or idea, you can begin again, simply distancing yourself, all the while remaining a bit curious and interested and spacious. Beginning to take a more panoramic view, as if you are watching a sunset or a wide open vista. Let images, memories, ideas, everything unfold without you becoming the thinker. Trusting in a deeper knowing. Insights may come that are beyond logic or sense-making. Trusting in the creativity of this open space, free of trying to figure anything out. Then notice again the felt sense of the body and how it is resting on the surface below. Touching into the surroundings and feeling the air upon your skin. And as we begin to close this session, let go of the idea that you should have achieved something. As you transition back into your evening, remain curious. Just see what happens. What comes about from the spaciousness you have created. Beginning to find a little movement in the body. Moving the fingers and toes, the hands and feet. Deepening the breath, perhaps. If it feels good, taking a bit of a stretch. Lengthening out the body. And draw your knees in towards your chest. Gently rock left and right. Give yourself a gentle hug. Committing to self-care. So you can show up in your life the best that you can be. Giving yourself gratitude for being here, for taking care of yourself. Taking your time and coming to a seated posture to close our practice time together. Thank you, friends, for joining me on this lovely evening for a yoga practice together in our small community. I appreciate you showing up to share, to connect, and to care. May you have a beautiful week. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends. I hope you have a beautiful evening. If you have a chance, do check in on the chat. Let me know how your practice went. If there's anything in particular that would be useful for you, let me know.